bringing on a substitute themselves now. Arne Dokkan, another of their professionals, who plays for Panathinaikos in Greece. And they're going to bring off Auckland, the number 9. Arne Dokkan. Flag up for offside there against Mariner. Free kick to Norway. Exactly a quarter of an hour remaining now. And England, I notice, are warming up Peter With down there. A last desperate throw, it's got to be for Ron Greenwood now, to put another front man on. Well, it looks as though they may have changed their mind about who's coming off, and in the end, it's Tommy Lund who's come off, and Auckland who stayed on. The indications were certainly that the number 9 was coming off. The card was there. Lund then came across and had a word with the manager, and it's he who's come off, and Dokkan who's on. Keegan trying to come deep, but the pass didn't have enough weight on it from Mick Mills. Phil Neal. And in its way, it's a repeat of the Swiss game at the moment, where England really should have been in command, and sloppiness at the back meant that they fell behind, and they never ever quite pulled it back. So Peter With is down below me at the moment, and it's going to be Paul Mariner who will come off. So it's a straight swap, striker for striker. Albertson heading it on. Mills playing it in here for his Ipswich teammate Russell Osman. And now Mills coming forward again for England. And they're playing some pretty aimless balls forward at the moment. They have lost that little bit of momentum that they had a few moments ago. And it's the Norwegians who are taking it up again. And the ball played through for an offside Auckland, and a free kick to England. They've lost their momentum a little bit again.
We have indeed, Brian. Yes, we have indeed. It's about people have dropped heads, and perhaps one or two people think it might be inevitable now that we're not going to win. But you know, there's what, 12 minutes left of the most important game of this season, I would think. And it's important now. I mean, whether Big Withy can give us a lift, he'll battle. Whether he's got time enough to do so, whether he can get on the end of a cross from Barnes or something like that and give us a little bit of hope.
Keegan away there, hustling, but yes, he's got this one, and he's got a low cross in there. Robson to drive it, and unfortunately for him, it came off a Norwegian player to a Norwegian defender who was able to get it away. Barnes again. Kicked from behind by Albertson, a free kick to England. Barnes wanting to take it quickly, and it's Neal now. McDermott played there, inviting Thompson to come into it. Robson almost got the header in there, but the keeper just got to it before him. Neal again. Swept wide there by Russell Osman, but it wasn't a good ball. It's gone straight to Roger Albertson. Arne Dokkan. Free kick to Norway.
Brian, there'll be an awful lot of criticism levelled at England if we don't pull it off in this game, but I think one thing should be said on the players' behalf. I don't think at any given time, you know, they ever given anything less than total commitment. Whether it's been a little bit misguided at times, they've certainly battled to try and get a result.
Albertson challenged unfairly by Peter Barnes. And the bad news from Czechoslovakia is that Wales have fallen behind 1-0, an own goal. As yet, we don't know who the Welshman is who scored the own goal, but Czechoslovakia leading by a goal to 0 there. Here, Norway are 2-1 ahead as we come towards the last 10 minutes of the game, and they have this free kick, with Torresen playing it for Albertson. And a deep cross coming there towards Auckland. And Jakobsen wanting to get a shot in the end. The strike went to Giska. The little flick there by Torresen here for Albertson again. And again the cross and a deep one coming in there towards Jakobsen. And Dokken completely missing his kick. Torresen again with a chance to tee something up. Looking for a 1-2, and in the end England were able to get it away. It was McDermott who did it. And here's Peter Barnes, and England have got to drive themselves forward now. Thompson. And now Neil. Plenty of white shirts are in there. The curling cross comes in, and it's Hareide who gets it away. And that's a Norway throw. 10 minutes to go. England now with both their substitutes on. The last die has been cast. The last gamble made. And if it comes off, well and good. If it doesn't, it's almost certain that England will be out of the World Cup. Not mathematically, but to all intents and purposes, they'll be out. And so it's a critical 10 minutes. Robson trying to get it through for Keegan, and nobody has fought harder than Kevin Keegan tonight. Back for Peter Barnes, chipped in there, a low on that time. Comes here for Mick Mills, played wide again for Peter Barnes. Got to keep putting pressure, hoping this Norwegian defence will crack, and there's a free kick. We could have done without the free kick in a way. It's a pity Barnes couldn't just have got past Albertson before he was tripped. Tension here is incredible, as it must be for you at home. Wondering whether England can possibly get themselves back into this game in the minutes that remain. Mills running over it, Barnes floating it in there, and a header down and wide there by Trevor Francis, who was not happy with the way he was dealt with by that Norwegian defence. And in fact, it looked a good header there for Francis. Everything was right, the shape and everything else. And really, he should have scored with that one, I think, Ron.
I think Trevor will look at that later on, and he'll feel very, 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 very upset about that. That could be the most expensive miss of his career, that.
McDermott, but England are not out of it yet. Coming forward once more. Here's Francis again on the ball for them. Played again for Terry McDermott. Again the cross comes in, and again Hareide is there, but McDermott trying to pick it up again for England. Russell Osman, they've all come forward now, and Osman, goodness knows what he's trying there.
That's what happens, doesn't it, Brian? Frustration sets in. They're trying to throw it forward too early. If they can just now keep a little bit of composure and keep easing it wide, I still believe we can make something out of this.
Einar Ors. Well, if we lose this one, you can imagine how they'll jump for joy in Romania and in Hungary, because suddenly they will become the favourites to go through. And the Hungarians, who were so down when they were beaten at home by England in June, suddenly their chances really have come to life again. Thompson. Barnes getting in there, but that wasn't the header we wanted, and it's another goal kick. It's a matter of 7 minutes now. And also with the goal kick for Norway. Neil winning it. As Ron Atkinson was saying, you can't argue with the commitment. All you can argue about is that they made two such bad errors in defence that frankly in international football shouldn't happen at this level, and quite rightly they were punished. Well, it's a throw for England. Or maybe a free kick. No, it's a throw which Mickey Mills wants to take. Keegan again for the umpteenth time coming off his man. But this time Einar Ors has got the better of him. Berntsen bringing it forward again. Albertson. I mean, this will be one of the greatest days in Norway's football history if they can pull this one off. And here's Jakobsen, and he's got plenty of support. And he was obstructed by Phil Neal. And it's a free kick for Norway. He's got fantastic pace, this fella, and it's astonishing that somebody in one of the major European footballing countries hadn't picked him up, you know, Ron.
Yeah, well, he's been talked about an awful lot, hasn't he, since he scored. Was it the 4 goals against Finland 12 months ago? He's certainly, tonight he's showing as much as I think I've seen him in any game.
So, another problem for England, already 2 goals to 1 down, with only 5 minutes remaining, and Clements gathering that ball, taking a buffeting then from Hareide. Free kick for England. Neil taking it wide on the far side. That's the score, that's the time. 5 minutes of this World Cup tie remaining, and Keegan battling on again, followed by Eine Ors. Flick there for Francis. Well, a flash from him wouldn't come amiss now. Neil playing it in there. Keegan once more going towards it. And 1 or 2 of them at the back, they're looking a little tired in this Norwegian side. Peter With getting a hitter there, but, well, if anything, it seemed to me that With was knocked off that ball, but the referee saw it another way and has given Norway the free kick.
I think he can consider himself a bit unlucky there, Brian. It looks as if he'd got himself into a perfect position not to soup a little header down.
And now making their second substitute. Keegan. A foul there by Hareide. They're going to bring on a defender, Trond Pedersen, and take off the number 9, Arne Larsen Auckland. Well, they've thrown another defender on, they've taken a forward off. The intention is absolutely clear. What we have, say the Norwegians, we mean to hold in the 2 minutes or so that remain. But England with the free kick. Played there for Robson. A little chip there for Keegan, lifting himself once more, but not the right direction. And it's Paul Jakobsen who hits it high into the air. Thompson battling for it with Albertson. And away come Norway again with Roger Albertson. Jakobsen up there with him. Barnes coming right back there. And in the end, the ball through to Clements. So little time and so much for England to do. Still 2 goals to 1 down. Phil Thompson, Trevor Francis. And Peter Barnes lost his way, lost his feet, lost the ball, and England get a throw. Oh, for a goal for England now. Keegan. Played in again, and it wouldn't come. And then, oh, almost the strangest of own goals, as Antonsen just got down there and grabbed it as it looked as though it might squirm past him. Keegan on the turn, and in fact it came off a defender there, and the keeper was off balance and suddenly in a bit of trouble. Norwegian crowd already beginning to celebrate with a little more than a minute and a half left. Well, it's for sure England are not going to win it, but a draw would be some compensation, and that's going to take a bit of getting as well. A free kick to Norway. It lifts all up with us, Ron Atkinson.
Well, you don't like to say that, do you? You know, there's still a minute left, as you say, and we hope that we can perhaps salvage something, but to be perfectly honest, I don't quite see how we're going to do it now.
Well, we're going to have to look for 1 or 2 miracles in the group games that remain. If by beating Hungary at Wembley, we will still only get to 9 points, and that, I fear, is not going to be enough. The referee's already looked at his watch. England 2-1 down after looking so good for the first 30 minutes of this game, which they absolutely controlled and took the lead. And then those two awful mistakes in defence before half-time. And in no way have they been able to pull it back in this second half. Osman playing the long ball forward again. The whole Norwegian crowd are whistling a hint to the referee. Osman playing it in again. Once more, England tries so hard. Keegan in there. And Francis in there. Keegan getting it to Peter Barnes, trying to play it in there once more. But the Norwegians just happy to get that away. Peter with the header. Phil Neal will have to knock this in quickly. Terry McDermott played wide again for Brian Robson. The whistles are almost deafening here now. Hit another high one in there towards Keegan. Gets up well. With tries to get in there. And a shot from Francis is wide of the goal. And everybody looks at the referee now. And England are almost beaten and almost out of the World Cup in realistic terms. He's looked at both linesmen. Barnes once more. And again the Norwegians get it deep into England's half. And a gloom has settled over English football again, as we look likely to be beaten now by the Norwegians. Keegan, and even then his header didn't go, it went to Jiska. And now to Torresen, the captain, the man who scored the second goal. Jakobsen looking for it, but England get it away not very far. Torresen playing it wide here. They're singing songs of celebration here now. And England get a throw. On to McDermott. And the referee's added almost 2 minutes of injury time. But it's over now. And the impending disaster for England has become a reality, with Norway winning by 2-1. Their goals from Albertsen and Torresen after